This is not a tutorial, but a story of Jimmy turning a simple oil change into a timing belt job. What's up everyone, it's Jimmy at No Garage. Today we're gonna do some TLC on the Miata. I'm just a student, so it doesn't make sense that I have new stuff to put on the car every week. So today we're gonna do an oil change and then replace the belt with a shorter one so I don't have to use the tensioner. Now let's go to O'Reilly's and get some stuff. Wix is trash, mobile one is expensive. I personally always use Bosch. This time I wanna try Motorcraft. Nah, I'm just gonna get Bosch. Okay, now I'm back home and I got a Bosch filter, a shorter belt for the power steering pump delete later on, and I got some Candle motor oil from 99-cent store. You might think this is trash, but it is not. It's actually pretty good oil. The Miata has always been burning oil or leaking oil, so it doesn't really make sense for me to get mobile one all the time, like those expensive brand name oils, you know. Plus, I've seen a video before, there was a guy on YouTube, I forgot his name, but I'll put the link right here. And he actually did a test for 15 brands of oil, and this is one of it. And this oil actually did a good job in his test, and that's why I kept buying it. Why am I getting a shorter belt? Because I'm trying to delete the power steering pump. A couple years before I actually depowered my Miata, and I've been driving it like that without all the hoses. And one day the belt snapped because it kept squeaking, and I was angry. I kept the throttle and it got too hot, and then the belt snapped. So right now I have no AC. I want my AC back. It's hot. So I went ahead and bought a shorter belt. So I'm just gonna put this in between the engine pulley and the AC compressor pulley and see what happens. Let's get to work. Push the car for a couple of times or it will collapse on you, man. If it's not leaking, it's not a Miata. I suspect that my oil pan is also leaking. Wow, it was so loose. Oh, by the way, I do have plans to flatten the whole bottom, making it very aerodynamic and very race car, but we'll leave that to next time. 2 years ago I did a timing belt job, but it's still leaking, so I suspect my whole oil pan is leaking. I don't plan to fix this engine anymore. I'm just gonna drive it till it dies, because this is actually a 19 Miata, meaning that it has the short nose crank and it actually wobbles. 2 years ago when I do the timing job, I actually used Loctite to repair the keyway. It actually held up really well, but I don't know if I can take out the crank gear and service the car again after the fix. That's why I have been hesitant to fix the car. While we wait for the oil to drain, let's put on the AC belt. Remove the power steering pump. No way, this bolt is too long and the fan is in the way. Looks like I have to take off the fan now. Yes, sir. It was at this moment I knew I up. I went too far. I was trying to remove the power steering bracket, but there was one bolt that I can't take out. This is the freaking annoying bolt. I can wiggle or hammer the bracket, but it's hitting the water inlet housing. So I loosened the two bolts for the inlet housing to make some room for the bracket. I made such a big mess trying to remove the bracket. Is it necessary? No, it just looks better without it. I'm contemplating life now. I removed the 4 bolts holding the AC compressor so that I can slip the belt in. I was just trying to do an oil change. Why did it come to this? The belt is now on. Now I'm just gonna tighten the bolts again and see if the belt is tight enough. If it's not tight enough, I'm just gonna add washers between the bracket and the AC compressor, pushing the compressor to the right. I thought there's gonna be some slack on the belt, but it turns out to be pretty tight, so I don't have to add spacers between them. I gave up taking off the bracket. I'm just gonna wait till one day that I can take the whole engine out and remove it. So now we're just gonna put everything back and add oils and test the AC and see it works. You wish, stupid. Back to the oil change. My drain plug is a magnetic one, so you can see some stuff on the top. We have to clean that off. Time for a new washer too. This one looks very beat up. Gonna put the new filter on now, but why is this one bigger than the one I had in the car? It should be fine. It's just a little bit bigger. We gotta make sure the gasket is still on the oil filter, not sticking on the car. Wait a minute, what the hell? Yo, this oil filter doesn't fit. The hole is actually a little bit smaller. Told you, dude, that's how fixing cars is. You think an oil change is easy, but look, what do now? You don't have a car to drive. You gonna take Uber and buy a new one? Okay, no big deal. I'm just gonna get a new filter tomorrow. But shit happened. Dude. I was putting the bolt back to the coolant inlet housing and tightening it. I swear I wasn't over tightening it, but I kept tightening it to a point that I felt a snap, and now I can't tighten the bolt anymore. I'm screwed. The threads are stripped and the coolant is now dripping. What do I do now, dude? Oh shit. So I think it's gonna be a mission abort for today, cause I bought the wrong oil filter and I stripped the thread. It's now 7 p.m. right now. I'm done for the day. So I'm gonna do some research and see how I can fix it. Maybe I'm gonna re-tap the thread again and it might work. Maybe not. Told you, man. I thought it's gonna be a fast job, but it turns out it's gonna be over the weekend now. Well, I guess I'll see you next episode. Bye. Wait a minute, I just did some research and I found a way to fix the thread, which is JB weld. Put some JB weld on the bolt and screw it back in the hole, and hopefully it will make you some new threads. Let's try it. I don't know if it's gonna work. Now the bolt is in there. I'm just gonna wait for 10 minutes and take it back out. It's another day. Last night I did some more research and found out I have only 2 options right now. The first option is to re-tap the thread, enlarge the hole, tap some new threads and use a bigger bolt. The other option is to replace the water pump, which equals to a timing belt job. Honestly, I don't think I'm gonna be able to fix the thread. This video is very likely to be turned into a timing belt job video. Let's see. Now I'm gonna go back to O'Reilly's and pick up some more parts. Just got out of O'Reilly's and I borrowed this set of tools. I borrowed this tap and die kit and I highly doubt that this is gonna help. But no harm borrowing it. This kit only restores the threads. You can't make new threads with it. So yeah. So I was pretty much mentally prepared to do a timing belt job again. I went ahead and got the water pump. This is the thread that I broke. I started with an oil change. Why did it come to this? I'm back. Looking at it now, I don't think it's possible to fix the thread because the space is so tight. To enlarge the hole, I have to drill a bigger hole. With the drill bit, the drill doesn't even fit in the hole, so it's just not gonna work. I didn't really expect to do a timing belt job suddenly. Now let's drain the coolant, remove everything, the valve cover, everything else below, and get the water pump out. I push the car in more so I don't disturb my neighbors. Now I'm gonna remove the front bumper to make my life easier. I'm also gonna work on it later, so why not?